What's going on, man? What's going on, man? What's going on, man?
No, not as Michael was okay. It might be changed. No, not as Michael was okay. It might be changed. No, not as Michael was okay. It might be changed. No, not as Michael was okay. It might be changed. No, not as Michael was okay. It might be changed. No, not as Michael was okay. It might be changed. No, not as Michael was okay. It might be changed. No, not as Michael was okay.
Anything on my list? I don't see on the list going when I go to the web page. Let's go on the last section. Oh, yes, there's no more exception. Maybe let's do it now. You want me to fill out the audio? I can already hear myself.
Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3.
You can hear you on the screen. Yeah, the quality is not the best, but.
Okay. Test, test, 1, 2, 3.
You want me to fill out the audio?
You guys are hollow, but listen to I sound here.
I can already hear myself.
Yeah, that's okay. That's better. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. There we go. Yeah. And then I'll do testing. Test, 1, 2, 3. Test. Test, test, 1, 2, 3, test, test.
All right, and then, again.
Test, 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, yeah.
Test, 5, 6, 7.
Yeah, that could be perfect.
There's about a 15-second delay. Let's count, actually. Oops.
Hello, it's Steve here.
Okay, Steve, hold on a sec. Hold on a sec, Steve.
Hello?
Hello?
Hi,
Hey,
Steve Rose
can you
here.
hear me?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the speed of going, so.
Hey, Steve, can you hear us?
Yes, I can.
Okay.
I
Who
can
else is
see
on
you.
the call?
Excuse
Who
me?
else is joined? So Steve, you've joined. Who else has joined? Anybody else?
I just see TDPud organizer staff, caller 11 in boardroom.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out who caller 11 is.
Should I have you both on the phone and on GoToMeeting, and I'm echoing. Should I turn it off on my phone?
Yes, please.
Can you hear me, Ian? Ian, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me, Steve?
Yes, thank you.
Okay, great.
I turned my phone off.
Yeah, you had two things on, so yeah, one at a time works.
I had to take my suspenders off,
This is
leave the
not
belt.
what the Chrome was.
And Jeff is here too. Hello.
Hi, Jeff.
Hello, Jeff.
Hey, look at this. This is pretty fancy. I see Michael there.
Okay.
Hey, look at that. There's Joe.
Good evening.
Can you see me, Jeff?
Yes, I can see you.
Okay, it's working.
Hey, there's, yeah, Steve Gross. You just put your glasses on.
I did.
Hey, um, is Tony calling in or Bob? Are they gonna use the go-to meeting as well?
Tony should be, director, aware, the,
I missed that from Michael. Was he maybe a little too far from the microphone?
I'll double check that, Mr. President. He said that Director Aguero will not be in attendance tonight. Mr. President, we're live and streaming right now, and Director Alice is trying to call in.
Okay. Shall we just wait a few more moments until we get Mr. Bob online, or?
Yes, sir. I think we need Bob for a forum. Do we have Tony yet?
Yeah,
I think
I'm
we
here.
have Tony.
Director Lalietta, thank you.
Okay, why don't we, yeah, I'll call to order, and by the time we get there, Bob should be calling in. So I'll call to order. It's 6:05, regular board meeting of the Truckee Donner Public Utility District. It is Wednesday, March 18th. Shauna, could we have roll call, please?
Thank you, Vice President Tony.
Here.
Good. Director Lalietta,
Here.
President Bender,
I'm here.
Wherever here is.
Right. That is right. Okay, we're gonna forego the Pledge of Allegiance. Bob is joining us shortly. General Manager Holly, do we have any changes to the agenda tonight?
Yes, we do. Staff would like to pull item 12 from the agenda, and you'll be planning on moving that to the later.
Okay. All right, so we will pull item 12 since that involves walking upstairs.
Okay.
Understood.
Disinvolving spirits.
Got it. All right, thank you, Michael. And we're on to number 5. So this one, I guess, from your email, Shauna, public input. So we'll open it up for public input. Your email, Shauna, indicated we can take emails or phone calls or anything else. So is there any public input not on the agenda tonight?
there has been no public input on, not on the agenda.
Okay. All right, we'll close public input and we're on to item number 6. Krista, do you have any director updates?
I just wanted to say to anybody who happens to be watching that your lights are going to come on and your water is safe and it's all going to continue to flow and you can cross these things off of your list of things to worry about. That we're here to serve. All will be
Awesome,
well.
thank you. Good. That's good to just keep repeating and hearing. Thank you.
Yeah.
All right. Tony, do you have any updates for us?
Yeah, I just want to thank staff for all their responses during not only the response to the COVID virus, but also to the weather and the power outages and keeping the water flowing and the electricity going. So thanks to all the staff for all their hard work.
Yes, I'd like to ditto that comment. We just had a few days from, all the orders coming down and here we are on a remote call in and go to meeting that looks really nice here on my laptop. So really would like to thank staff and really glad that you guys are, everyone was able to, guys and gals, thank you so for putting this all together. Really appreciate it. Okay, so we have 2 items on the consent calendar. Item number 7, consideration to purchase a dump trailer for the water department. Number 8, consideration to purchase 2 replacement light-duty trucks, light-duty vehicles. Is there any public comment on the 2 consent items? It looks like none. And is any director comments? And it looks like Director Ellis has joined us. I see a DE on there.
Yep, I'm here.
Hmm.
Awesome. Thanks, Bob. All right. Is there, no public comment. Is that correct, Shauna?
That is correct.
Okay, thank you. All right.
I
Is
move
there a motion?
approval of consent. I'll move approval of consent calendar. This is Tony.
I'll second that motion. This is Krista.
And this will be by roll call vote, as will all action items tonight, because it's a teleconference meeting.
Okay.
Director Lalios,
Yes.
Director Ellis,
Yes.
Vice President Finn,
Yes.
President Bender.
President Bender, do we still have you?
Hmm.
We went to the twilight zone.
Stand by for 2 minutes.
I just texted Jeff that he's disconnected. He's going to try and reconnect now.
Thank you, Director Lalios.
Otherwise, Krista, it's your show.
Okay. Can we give him a minute?
Yeah, no, he says he's reloading right now.
The perfect place to practice.
Is somebody making pizza?
Are you bringing it to us?
How are we gonna do the upstairs remodel board visit?
Director Ellis, we pulled that item for a future board meeting.
Jeff said he lost his internet, so he's gonna use the conference call.
Okay.
And they have underground utilities there. That's interesting.
I'm guessing it's Suddenlink.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, this is Jeff. Sorry about that. I lost internet for some reason.
Welcome back.
Roll call
Welcome
vote.
back.
All right, Jeff, say yes.
Yes.
That's
So I think we have unanimous on the consent calendar. Is that correct?
That is correct.
The consent
All right,
calendar.
thank you.
4-0.
Okay. All right. So we have action item number 1, consideration to purchase a replacement bucket truck.
Director Bender, President Bender, several of these items are routine in nature. I would suggest if you want the presentation from us, we're more than happy to present them, but we've all bought bucket trucks before.
It's a little muffled, hard to understand, but I think it's to forego the presentation. Is that correct?
There's our opportunity.
I recommend we forego the presentation and just go to public comment or something.
Yep. All right. Is there any public comment on item number 9 tonight regarding the purchase of a replacement bucket truck? Okay.
President Bender, would you like me to read the recommendation?
Yes, please.
Staff's recommendation is to declare Unit 216 surplus and authorize the general manager to dispose of Unit 216 at public auction, applying sale funds to the Electric Vehicle Reserve Fund, and authorize the general manager to execute a contract with Altech Industries of Dixon, California, for the purchase of an Altech model AN55E-OC on a Freightliner 108 SD 4x4 chassis in an amount of $320,385 plus a 10% change order authorization for a total not to exceed contract amount of $352,424 plus tax and fees, and authorize the general manager to execute a lease agreement with Global Rental of Dixon, California for the lease of a bucket truck for up to a year in an amount not to exceed $3,900 per month plus tax.
Thank you. Is there a motion for this item?
I'll move.
I make a motion
Go ahead.
per staff recommendation.
I'll second that. This is Bob.
All right, great. Shauna, could we have roll call, please?
Thank you, Director Liliotis,
Yes.
Director Ellis,
Yes.
Vice President Finn,
Yes.
President Bender.
Yes.
The motion passes 4-0.
Great. Thank you. All right, now we have item number 10, consideration for approval of the 2020 employee wage and compensation adjustments.
Yeah, I think we
I
should waive
can't-
the, I think we should waive the presentation on this also.
Okay. I think if staff could please read the recommendation. I can't see the video, so I don't know who's sitting at the table.
All right.
Yes, we can do that. My apologies. President Bender, members of the board, the recommendation from staff this evening is to, number one, authorize the general manager to execute the MOU between IBEW Local 1245 and the district effective January 1st, 2020 through December 31st, 2024. Number two, approve the unrepresented technical engineering and management salary adjustments as proposed and outlined in the 2020 wage ranges. And number three, adopt resolution 2020-09, amending district code title 4 personnel as proposed.
Great. Thank you, Brian. I can see you now. Much nicer. Is there any public comment on this item?
There's no public comment.
All right, thank you. Is there any director comments or a motion?
I'll move to accept staff recommendation.
I'll second that motion.
Excellent. We have a second and a motion and a second. Shauna, roll call, please.
Director Liliotis,
Yes.
Director Ellis,
Yes.
Vice President Finn,
Yes.
President Bender.
Yes.
The motion passes 4-0.
Great, thank you. Right. So now we're on to item 11, consideration to appoint Brian Wright and Joe Horvath as assistant general managers for the district. Okay. Hey, my video is working. Shauna, I see you. This is so much nicer.
Would you all like to see the presentation this evening?
Yeah, I kind of do. I like hearing good things about Brian and Joe.
Well, good evening, President Bender and members of the board. Tonight for your consideration is action item 11, the consideration of appointing Joe Horvath and Brian Wright as assistant general managers. Please feel free to ask General Manager Holly any questions as I move through the presentation. Special districts in California provide essential services to Californians, and special districts provide long-term planning for community needs, as we've seen in our current situation that we're in. Historically, our assistant general manager or AGM position was held by a long-standing employee who retired out a couple years ago. At that point, we decided to appoint an AGM for a 2-year term sunsetting at the end of that 2 years. Stephen Poncellet, our Public Information Officer and Strategic Affairs Director, has filled that first 2-year role. His term will be sunsetting May of 2020. Assistant general managers assist the general manager in planning, directing utility operations, collaborating with finance, organizational and staffing needs, strategic plans district-wide, cultural and employee relations, team development, and continuity in interdepartment relations, as well as providing redundancy and diversity with two assistant general managers. The utility did compare staffing structures with multiple utilities out there. Trinity PUD was an extremely small district that provides the same services as ours does. Imperial Irrigation was on the other spectrum of that, having multiple upwards of 4 AGMs. There's a recent trend in California where multiple AGMs would be appointed, such as Modesto, Turlock, East Bay Mud, and even Contra Costa Water. Brian and Joe Horvath have been filling the roles of an AGM through the cultural architecture, negotiation, budgeting, and the general manager's transition and succession. The fiscal impact, sufficient funds have been budgeted in the fiscal year 2021 budgets for the salary adjustment. There will be an additional 5% benefit for the appointments for a 2-year term starting May 1st of 2020. Staff's recommendation is the Board of Directors appoint Brian Wright, Water Utility Director, and Joe Horvath, Electric Utility Director, as Assistant General Managers for a 2-year term starting May 1st of 2020 with a sunset of April of 2022, at which time an item will be brought back to the Board of Directors for consideration. I'd be happy to answer questions, or Michael is available.
Great, thank you very much. Is there any public comment on this item? All right, I'm not seeing or hearing any public comment.
There's no public comment.
Great, thank you. And we'll close that. And is there any director comments? Bob, do you have any?
No, I'm very glad to see this happening, and I think both of them are well qualified and well deserving of this assignment.
Great. Krista.
Yeah, I agree with that. I've had opportunity to work with both Brian and Joe a lot this year. I think they have shown outstanding leadership, and I think this is a very appropriate move, and I look forward to seeing what they have in store for us. Thank you.
Excellent. Tony.
Ditto with what Krista said, and look forward to working with those guys more and more.
Great. Excellent. I share the same thoughts. And is there a motion?
I'll move the Board of Directors appoint Brian Wright, Water Utility Director, and Joe Horvath, Electric Utility Director, as Assistant General Managers for a 2-year term starting May 1, 2020, with a sunset in April of 2022, at which time an item will be brought back to the Board of Directors.
Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Krista. All right, Shauna, could we have roll call, please?
Absolutely. Director Laliotis.
Yes.
Director Ellis.
Yes.
Vice President Finn.
Yes.
President Bender.
Yes.
The motion passes 4-0.
Great. Thank you. Okay. Wow. We are skipping number 12. Oh, look at that. And it takes us to routine business, approval of the minutes of February 5th, 2020. Are there any public comments or questions from the directors regarding the minutes?
No public comment.
On the minutes, on the third or fourth line, it says that it has incorrect names as president and vice president, and Sean is aware of that.
I'm aware that administrative error will be corrected before the minutes are assigned.
Okay, great. Is there a motion?
I'll move that we approve the minutes.
I'll
Thank
second
you.
that.
Bob got the second. All in favor, say aye.
We have to do
Aye.
a roll call vote, Jeff.
Roll call.
Oh, okay, you want a roll call? We can do that since we are extremely remote. Shauna, please
Thank you.
carry on.
Director Maliotis,
Yes.
Director Ellis,
Yes,
Vice President Ben,
Yes.
President Bender,
Yes,
the motion passes 4-0.
great, thank you. Okay, so that takes us into closed session. We have two items tonight. Item number 14, closed session pursuant to Government Code Section 54957.6, Public Employee Employment, General Manager. And item number 15, closed session pursuant to Government Code Section 54957.6, conference with labor negotiators, Brian Wright, Assistant Water Utility Director, and Joe Horvath, Electric Utility Director for the unrepresented employees.
And President Bender, as we have passed that item, we no longer need to do item number 15, so we can pull it to the agenda.
Oh, okay, so we will be removing item 15 and just go into item 14 as I just stated.
And Mr. President, if we could take a 2-minute break in order to disconnect from live streaming to go into closed session, that would be appreciated.
Yes, absolutely. Let's do that, please.